Graduating class. Good evening, sir. You guys look fantastic this evening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right. Would you guys please remain standing as we welcome up LVMPD Honor Guard to present colors.
Forward, forward. Detail, halt, left, face, present, on.
Please join me and welcome up LVMPD Chaplain Steve Beeson to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Please join me in welcoming up Miss Kay Ashley to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and home of the brave.
Please remain standing as we welcome up Las Vegas City Councilwoman Victoria Seaman to open us up in prayer.
Would you please bow your heads with me? Heavenly Father, today we lift up in prayer those who have graduated from the journey of second chances. We celebrate their resilience, their courage, and their unwavering faith in the possibility of transformation. Lord, you are the ultimate redeemer, capable of turning the darkest of nights into the brightest of dawns. We thank you for guiding these individuals along the path of redemption, for instilling in them the strength to overcome adversity, and for surrounding them with support and love along the way. As they embark on this new chapter of their lives, we pray for your continued guidance and protection. Grant them the wisdom to navigate the challenges that lie ahead, the humility to seek guidance when needed, and the courage to persevere in the face of obstacles. May their past experiences serve as a testament to your boundless mercy and the power of transformation. Use their stories to inspire others, to offer hope to those who may feel trapped by their circumstances, and to remind us all of the inherent worth and dignity of every human soul. Bless their endeavors, Lord, whether they be in work, in relationships, or in service to others. May they continue to walk in the light of your love, sharing the blessings of their second chances with the world around them. We offer this prayer in gratitude for your endless compassion and in faith that you will continue to work wonders in the lives of your beloved children. In his name, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys please be seated. I want to welcome everyone to the April 2024 Hope for Prisoners graduation. This is a special graduation for us as April is the month of second chances. I want everybody to say month of second chances. And this is where we as a nation carve out time to honor and appreciate and give the respect due to the men and women from all over our country that have paid their debt to society and re-entered back in the community. And not only have they never re-offended again, but today they're living levels of life that most people only dream of. So we're honored to celebrate the 50 graduates that we have here today. Celebrate them as they begin to embark on this incredible journey to being comeback kids. So for those of you who may be new to Hope for Prisoners, by way of introduction, my name is John Ponder, founder and CEO of Hope for Prisoners. And what our organization does is we work with men, women, and young adults that are exiting different arenas of our judicial system. And what we do in a nutshell is to provide the supportive services to help the men and women that are coming home not only get acclimated back into workplaces, but we make sure there's mechanisms in place through partnerships we built up with employers, and many of them here in the room today. We want to make sure that once they get inside those workplaces, they're going to be afforded every opportunity to thrive and be able to grow and afforded every opportunity to succeed. We address the needs for them to get acclimated back into their family, making sure there's a mechanism in place to help with the family reunification component, because everybody in this room can attest to the fact that if the family life is not right, if the home life is not right, then everything else in the world has a tendency to fall apart. But then on the back end of the process, because there's this long-term 18-month journey where we're going to walk with them, looking to do everything we possibly can to ensure that we're helping the men and women that are returning back to the community hit the ground running and never, ever, ever reoffend again. So I want to give a big shout out not only everybody here in the room, those who have traveled here near and far. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. I want to get a big shout out to everybody who's joining live on the Hope for Prisoners Facebook page around the world. I want to give a big shout out to the men and women that are watching right now inside Nevada Department of Corrections, inside the Clark County Detention Center, Unit 2J, and in the City of Las Vegas Detention Center. Can we give them a big, gigantic round of applause for joining us here tonight? I want to give special recognition to our collaborating partners. because without this, without our collaborating partnerships, we could not do the work that we do. I want to give a big shout out to number one, my home church, City Light Church. Then I want to acknowledge Kenneth Copeland Ministries, Liberty Baptist Church, the Crossing Christian Church, Salt Church, Word of Life Christian Center, Bethany Baptist Church, Central Christian Church, Life Springs Christian Church, Southwest Prison Ministries, Southern Hills Baptist Church, the Church of South LV, and my fellow chaplains from Chaplaincy, Nevada. Would you please just give them a round of applause? And the Hope for Prisoners is very grateful for having the opportunity to process referrals from the following agencies. We work very closely with Nevada Department of Corrections, the Nevada Department of Public Safety, Parole, and Probation. We work with Highway Patrol. We work with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, the Henderson Police Department, and we work very closely with the Clark County District Attorney's Division, not only the criminal division, but also the family support. And we're so grateful to have our incredible district attorney sitting in the back of the room. Would you stand up and say hello to everyone? Thank you so very, very much for coming out. And we're very honored to have some of the greatest leaders, not only here in our community, but also across our country, that have carved out time to come here and give honor to you as you begin your journey as a comeback kid. We're honored to have literally the greatest mayor in the United States of America, Mayor Carolyn Goodman. Can we give her a hand? We're also honored to have my dear friend and Hope for Prisoners board member, the undersheriff of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Andy Walsh. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. And we have joining us here tonight, who got on a plane this morning and flew out here from New York, the ultimate comeback kid. And whenever I think about this individual and the work that we're doing, I know that I'm standing on the shoulders of a giant. Would you guys please give a hand for Mr. Glenn Martin? And administering our oath this evening from the 8th District Court, we have the Honorable Jerry Weiss joining us here tonight. Would you give him a big, gigantic round of applause? So as we build up the #1 reentry mechanism in the country, people normally ask me, how do we do this? And I tell them, it's hands down, it's the unprecedented partnerships that we built up here in our local community. The other thing that we attribute the great success to is the thing that we found is the vast majority of people from this segment of the population, I speak from personal experiences, the vast majority really want to change. They have no idea how to do it. So for so long, we've been telling people from this segment of the population to come home and be a productive member of the community, and they have no idea what that looks like. Or we tell them to get inside the workplace and be a great worker. And some of us have never worked a legitimate job a day before in our life. So what happens is the employers, right, opens up the door, and because they don't have the tools to go above and beyond the call of duty every day, they get in there, drop the ball, then employers slam the door and never want to hire another formerly incarcerated person again. So everything we do starts out with the training and equipping them, not only the things that are going to be able to help them to get a good job, but it's more importantly that we equip them to maintain and grow in that job. And the whole purpose of the goal of Hope for Prisoners is to lay down the foundation so our folks can build up this brand new life to where they never, ever, ever reoffend again. So we take them through a series of things that we train them very intensively in. But one of the things that we're most excited about is a process we call the Vivid Vision. I want everybody to say Vivid Vision. Vivid Vision. So listen, in our Vivid Vision, we challenge our folks to take a look at their life 1 year from graduation day. 1 year from graduation day. In other words, for them today, it's going to be April 19, 2025. We ask them to wake up in the morning and walk us through a day in their life. And then when they finish writing those things down, we take a copy of it and then we give them a copy of it so they can keep it in front of their face. But what it is that we do is that we hold on to that vivid vision. We turn it over to their team of case managers and mentors. And then what their job is to do everything we possibly can with every resource that we have available to us, is to help them to live out their dreams. And you're going to have an opportunity to hear some of those vivid visions today, and they're very, very powerful. But before I introduce you to a vivid vision, I want to tell you, I'm going to invite up someone who is living out their vivid vision. See, every month we bring people back, so it won't be like John Ponder is just a talking head here. We want someone who has been through this process, graduated a long time ago, and today coming back to share with you that today she's living in her dreams. If you guys would please put your hands together for the rock star Hope for Prisons alumni, Miss Nicole Galano.
Hi, good evening, graduates, family, and friends. I grew up in small town America. I have good parents and for the most part, I had a good childhood. However, I had issues adjusting or being just plain okay. I always felt like I had to be somewhere other than where I was at the time. I got into trouble as a teenager, but when I had my first kid, I wanted to make everything better. I had issues coping with people and their opinions and ideas, and I became hateful towards everything. Just like many of us, I got sick and started using pain pills. After a 20-year addiction to opiates, I was arrested on February 20th, 2017. I had no clarity and no sense of time. I had been on the streets completely homeless and by myself for 6 months. When I was released from jail, I remembered feeling like my ears were ringing. Everything was shiny and blurry, kind of like being in tunnel vision. But the one thing I knew that I wasn't was dope sick anymore. And despite the triggers going on in my head, being sober was an unbelievable feeling. I lifted myself up. I started reaching out for help and going to meetings, but it wasn't enough. Someone mentioned to me I should try Hope for Prisoners. I did, and I graduated August 2018. I began working with my case manager, Carolyn, and I met Sharon about a week later. A month later, I started working for U-Haul as a customer service representative. During this time, I was a bit reserved, but I went to every huddle and DP's corner. This was difficult for me because I didn't want to be anywhere or talk to anybody. But I decided I needed to stay connected. My vivid vision was about being with my family, going to school, and being a good example. After finishing drug court and living in sober living for 2 years, I was able to go back home. Coming home as a recovering drug addict from Las Vegas was not easy. There was a lot of talk in my community. I had to learn how to navigate people and their opinions, especially people that portrayed one thing but acted out another. During my journey, I had major triggers, but I learned the only way it was going to get better is if I stopped reacting and defending my past. I had to live out the life that I know I deserve. My life became an example of the change I was determined to be. In 2020, I left the state of Nevada and went home to my family. Determined to continue with this newfound life, I decided to go back to school. I recently accomplished my associates in pre-nursing, and I am looking forward to a future in the medical field. I still am currently working for U-Haul. I promoted to assistant manager where I live, and then to area field manager. So I manage, not to boast, I love my job, but I manage over 20 different locations, and it's amazing. For somebody that could barely hold a conversation 7 years ago, I now speak and interact with many people all day long. Most of all, I get to drive home to my son, Tristan, every single day. Now I know it never really mattered what people said. I spoke my vivid vision into existence. I got my degree and did it while living with and taking care of my son. I have no idea what my future holds, but I know I am going to help people while I continue to be the best example for my family and community. Last but not least, I would not be here without the help of my Hope family. The unknown is still a little scary, but I have learned to face my fears head on. As I continue this journey, I've regained the trust and support of my family. Without the support of DP and Sharon, I wouldn't even be speaking today. My advice, stay focused and keep going, because the journey is not easy. But if you focus on what is your vivid vision, you will never go off track. I love you all. Thank you for letting me speak tonight.
Can we give Nicole another gigantic round of applause? Man, I think she did such a fabulous job. You know, when we first started interacting with her, she could barely speak, didn't want to speak, but it's so awesome to see the real you come out. Can we give her another round of applause? Really blesses my heart. Yes. I want to recognize our elected officials, representatives here in the room. We're going to be getting certificates from them, from the Office of Governor Joe Lombardo, Liz Payamo, and Deb Robinson. Can you guys stand up and just say hello? Thank you so much for coming out. From U.S. Congresswoman Susie Lee, Brianna Boley, thank you so much for coming. From City Councilwoman Victoria Siemens, we have Christina Tahi. Oh, it's you and Christina. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We will also be receiving certificates from the Secretary of State Cisco Aguilar, Senator, U.S. Senator Kathy Cortez Masto, U.S. Congresswoman Dina Titus, Attorney General Aaron Ford, and County Commissioner Tick Segablum. Can we give him a round of applause? Now, as we introduce our first speaker of this evening, this is a lady who does not need any introduction. And over the years, as she's come out to speak at Hope for Prisoners, I've always tried to read a bio, and I get like 3 or 4 lines in her bio, and she literally chases me down, and she won't let me do it. So I'm not even going to attempt. If you guys will please join me in welcoming the greatest mayor in the United States of America, Miss Carolyn Goodman.
Thank you. I have something for each of you, a good luck chip coin. Good luck, good health, and you're going to pick them up as you go through. Please sit down. It makes me feel so old. I'm a grandma, and I'm older than your president of the United States. But I have to tell you, anytime John calls, anytime, as long as my schedule permits, this is the best night of my life always, because it's the birth of your future today, not the past. Everything that every one of you is going to do with your lives matters not only to you and your families, God bless them all for staying with you and handling everything, but really the excitement of what life holds. And you own it. Nobody owns any of it. You own it. And people ask me all the time, I'm into my 13th year. Fortunately, I got 1 more year than my husband, who only got 12 years as mayor. I got 13, so go girls. They said, what are you going to do next? And I said, I have no idea. I don't know what I was doing before. So I have to tell you, life at the ending times, you're all young. It's awesome. Do it. You have a team behind you. You have Metro. You have this phenomenal man who found the Lord. in 2004 and made it possible for almost 5,000 to get a second chance. And that to me is so absolutely incredible, the partners that we have in this community. And when you get this chip that is good luck and good health, it does have a contact. And that's the main thing. You always need to be able to reach out and find that person. And it's your family. It's a good friend, not a bad friend. But every morning when you get out of bed, or if you're working nights and go to sleep at night or whatever, you get up, you have to look in the mirror. I hope you brush your teeth first. Maybe not. But when you look in the mirror, you better like who you see. And it's nobody else's future but yours. And nobody else. Maybe people have complicated your lives, which happens a lot, but you own it. And I can't tell you how much this community in Southern Nevada wants you to be here, wants you to work here, and wants you to help somebody else who's had an issue in life that you've been through, that you can help. And when all of us look back on what has been the challenging time, was it in elementary school when there was nobody at home for you to help you to learn to read? Was it because a teacher wasn't kind or somebody else was mean and you felt isolated? Whatever it was, that's then. And I guarantee you, each one of you, you're the largest class I've ever had the opportunity to share anything with. It is our largest class. Yeah, bravo. Bravo. You're a bonded family, but we need your help here in Las Vegas. This is probably one of the most difficult times in the world and certainly in this country. There's a lot of anger and a lot of this side or that side. But nobody needs help more because we own this community. If you don't like it later, go somewhere else. But the reality is we want you. We want you to help us work with everybody to give them not only a second chance, but beyond that, a feeling of belonging and of being somebody who is needed. And I wish I could see every single one of you, your eyes. I can't. I can see most of your eyes. But I tell you, from having lived here now 60 years, marrying a man who my parents said, don't do it, it'll never last. We will be celebrating 62 years come June. And trust me, if you knew him, you would stand up and throw everything in the air. He's a piece of work. But I can assure you, I can handle that too. But the most important thing is each one of you. So if you'll promise when you get up in the morning, look at yourself and find the way to who you are and love yourself and take care of yourself. And you take every one of us with you. Don't go backwards. Never go backwards to the people or the things or the ideas that put you through this pathway up to this point. Your future is phenomenal. And I know it. You're ready for this. You have such a great support team. And I look at our law enforcement, what an incredible undertaking that doesn't happen in other communities. They keep us safe. They take care of our property and they help compassionately working. And you know it. They're part of your blood now. We love our law enforcement. We love our fire and rescue. We love our families, of course, but they depend on you. And for every one of you who's going to make the family that you have stronger, know that we love you. We're here from you. We do not allow failure. We can't depend on failure. If you have a problem and you're having an issue, find somebody to talk to, hopefully through Hope for Prisoners. And I can't tell you, I just think you all are phenomenal. It's every time there's a graduation, everybody that's been through the process has made such a difference. Only 6% of that 5,000 has fallen off. That's enough. Bravo. So tonight is your night, and all I can tell you is I am so grateful to be here with each one of you and know that your future. Do the job. Do what's asked of you. Don't get annoyed. Learn. Every day you can learn something new in life. And life, I can tell you from this high end, way old, life is great if you own it and you make it work for you. So congratulations to each of you. I am so delighted. John always lets me give out one of these every time. So if you don't get them, we're going to have them right there for you. And God bless you all. You are so lucky to live in Nevada. God bless you. Thank you.
Mayor Carolyn Goodman, please give her a hand. The greatest mayor on the planet. Thank you so much, Madam Mayor. You guys can have a seat. I want to take a few minutes to acknowledge some of our employers, and I'm gonna have them stand up. Number one, because I want to honor and I greatly appreciate the partnerships, but also making them stand up so that you can see who they are, so you can make a beeline to them after graduation. Does that make sense? And make sure you hit him with that. Remember Barbara Lee Blupe told you about that 20-second smile, that eye-to-eye contact, and the web handshake. Make sure you do that. And I'm talking about our friends from Station Casinos. Larice, would you have your team stand up? Can we give them a hand? All right, make sure you make a beeline over there because they're really, really good jobs. One of the largest locally owned casino in Las Vegas, and one of our first casino properties that began hiring people out of our program. And if I'm not mistaken, 1990, how many? Say it again? 1996. Can we give them a hand, please? I also want to honor Mr. From the Republic Services, Mr. Brian Thornton. Brian, would you stand up? My brother from another mother. Where you at, Brian? Man, he over there duck and act like you shy. He might have slipped out. But before we go further, one of the things that we tell folks is not above and beyond just getting a job, but also planning out a career. And we have some of our vocational trainers here this evening that would like for you to have a conversation with, to talk about getting plugged in so we can help you to earn those sustainable wages. From the National Training Institute, Mr. Jordan Jennings, would you wave to them so they can see who you are? Right there, Miss Jordan Jadens. And also from the Las Vegas Welding Institute. I got to tell you, if I was not the CEO of Hope for Prisoners, I would go through Las Vegas Welding Institute and become a certified welder because they make really, really, really good money. Mike Simmons from Las Vegas Institute of Welding. Where you at, Mike? Make a beeline over there. Make a beeline over there. Okay, I think it's time for to insert a vivid vision. And remember, the reason why we love this vivid vision, right? Because, the great John Maxwell once said, that if you ever seen someone who is just completely hopeless, we see people like this in the community all the time, right? They're hopeless. And the reason why they're hopeless is because they cannot see their future. They can't see the future. But when you can get someone to rise up out of that state of hopelessness and see a future and have faith in a process that right there is obtainable, that's when they find hope in the moment. If you guys are please, they don't know who I'm going to call them right now. They're shaking, looking all side eyes out of me. If you guys are please put your hands together for Hope for Prisoners graduate, Mr. Austin Barker.
Got you.
Thank you for challenging me and asking me to share my vivid vision. My name is Austin Barker, and today is Saturday, April 19th, 2025, and this is my vivid vision. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning next to my beautiful wife, the woman of my dreams. I get down on my knees and thank God for the amazing day I am about to have, and ask for guidance and direction. I spend 10 minutes doing an inspirational speech in the mirror, then go for a run with my chocolate lab. I get back, eat a nutritional breakfast, then do my daily routine of getting ready for work. I kiss my wife goodbye and she wishes me a good day at work as I drive away in a car I own. I arrive at work 30 minutes early. I'm a lead as a stagehand. I love what I do and I take my job very seriously, and I excel at what I do. My coworkers and employers are like a family, and we motivate and inspire each other to achieve greatness. I love teaching them safe, efficient ways to get the job done, as well as learning them. We get the job done in a timely manner. I get off work and go home, have dinner with my wife as we talk about and discuss our day. I call my mentor, who I consider a great friend, and discuss where I can better myself to be a great asset all around in my life, directing me to be able to achieve and set better goals. I then call my dad, tell him I love him, and discuss everything, maintaining good communication with people that want only the best for me and inspire me to do better. I then take time to spend with my wife and dog. At the end of the day, I get ready for bed. Before going to bed, I get on my knees and thank God for a great, beautiful day, then go to sleep knowing there's more success to achieve tomorrow. I want to say thank you to Mr. Ponders, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, my dad, and everyone else for this amazing opportunity and the support. This is the first day of the best of the rest of my life. My name is Austin Barker, and today is Friday, April 19th, 2024. And this is my vivid vision. See you next year.
That's some very powerful stuff. And then we're going to have an opportunity to hear some more of those vivid visions as the night goes on. Now, as we make way for our next speaker, it gives me an honor, the privilege to introduce him to, because number one, he's a dear friend. Not only does he sit on the Hope for Prisoners Board of Directors, but we have enjoyed this partnership with LVMPD for probably going on 10 years right now. And that partnership has developed into something so good that other police departments across the country are looking for us to replicate this particular model over in their jurisdiction. And when we have the officers interacting, mentoring and training people coming home from the prison system, that's really unheard of. But the thing that I really, really like about this, right? Number one, let's thank Sheriff McMahill for opening up his house. Before I forget that, and he won't let me have graduations here anymore. But if you think about it, if you look across this country, even what's happening to this day, people don't trust police, right? They don't trust police. But the reason why they don't trust the police is because they're not in relationship with the police. And what relationship could you ever establish trust unless there's life rubbing up against life in the spirit of complete transparency? And then you realize at that point that we have more in common than we have different. I think that out of that transparency builds the relationship. And if the relationship is not established, we'll never ever establish trust. And the LVMPD team is just doing a phenomenal job at that. If you guys are please put your hands together for my friend, the undersheriff of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Mr. Andy Walsh.
can't do the stand at the podium thing, so forgive me. I have the same nervous energy you all have because this is a really important moment for our organization, but it's a bigger moment for you. It's a bigger moment for your families. And I want you guys to just take a quick minute and have a quick laugh at me. I want you to think about this. You're in a room. There's the state flag, the United States flag. The DA's here, a judge is here, and it's full of cops. And you're all laughing and clapping, right? That's the first step, right? You can be comfortable around people that maybe in the past made you uncomfortable. You can be in environments that have made you uncomfortable and made you do things that you regretted later on. Now you have a system, you have friends, you have people you can call, whether it's a sponsor, whatever it is that causes when the demon is over here telling you, go do this. Now you have an opportunity to say no, because you looked and you listened and you see all the people that are here. Families are here, right? People from the elected community are here representing the governor, representing senators, everybody wants you to succeed. The police department wants you to succeed. We want you to be successful. That's why we're here. And we take a lot of credit. Don't get me wrong. I'll go everywhere and tell everybody how great Metro is, how great this program is, all the good work that we do. We fill the room with uniformed police officers. We get everybody together. We celebrate this, but it works because you work it. I'm not doing the work. I have a job. Now you have an opportunity, right? It's work, right? The mayor said it best. It's hard work. There's going to be moments where tears come. There's going to be moments where pain comes. There's going to be moments where you say, I don't know if I can continue on. Look around. We're all here. When you get to that moment, lean on us, right? Peaks and valleys are going to come and go, right? Stay on a nice, steady trajectory. Keep working the program. Think about this. There's people here that are willing to give you a job no matter what's happened, no matter where you've been. How many times have you said to yourself, well, if I just had, right? If I just had, right? And I've had family members that have been sitting where you're sitting. If I just had a new car, if I could just get the television, if I just had the apartment, if I just had the job. Well, all those things are right in front of you. You just have to work to get them. You just have to stay on the path that John's put you all on. You just have to stay on the path that you know you want to be on. You just have to stay on the path that your families and your loved ones and the people that are here to support you want you to be on. And no matter what you've done, look, well, where's all the moms and families, everybody in the room? Raise your hand. Look, they're all here, left and right. They all want you to succeed. Nobody wants you to succeed more than me. Because I come and do these. I love doing these programs. I love doing these graduations. I love spending time speaking with John because this is important. Because when you read all the literature that's ever been written about reentry, about the opportunities that people face, and I'll say it, especially people of color, when they come out of the jail system, when they come out of the criminal justice system, you're just expected to go figure it out for yourself. We've been guilty of that. That's why this program is important to us, because we know it presents something other than what traditionally is presented in other cities, what's traditionally been presented over time. You have to be able to have some opportunity. Somebody just has to say yes once, and then you'll be okay. But then you have to take advantage of that. There's no excuses after that. You have to take advantage of that yes, of that one opportunity. Put one foot in front of the other and start walking on that path. And then your vivid vision will come true. You had somebody here telling you where they've been, they worked the program, and look where they are today. All your wildest dreams can come true. You just have to work, and if you work it, it'll work for you. All right? All right. I'll close with this. If you look, John said it, if you look around the criminal justice community and what people think of the police, right? It's there, right? But we make you say, and John makes you say, our friends, right? Because they don't like taking people to jail. They don't like having to do the work that they do sometimes, right? We want to engage with you in a positive way. That's why we're here. You're in police headquarters. I want you to think about that. You're here. The entire police department is mobilized behind you to see you successful. And to my friend John, thank you for allowing me to come here tonight, allowing me to be a part of this program, and God bless all of you and your families.
Sheriff Andy Walsh, could you give him a hand, please? If you guys please be seated. But Sheriff Walsh, I'm going to ask you to stand up, please. And then I'm going to ask the officers in the back of the room, would you guys please stand up? I don't really want to say anything. I just want to have the ability to tell the police what to do. I am just kidding. It is a joke. What I really want to tell you, Sheriff, we want to take this time to say thank you, right? Thank you for the partnership. I thank you for the heavy lift that this police department does, not only in Hope for Prisons as a mentoring and training people coming home from the prison system, but for the work you guys do out here in the community. I remember many years ago when we first started talking about this partnership with the then captain, Kevin McMahill. It was probably about 6 police officers that jumped on board. And now we have literally 150, 160 police officers from LVMPD that interact at some level in our mission. We couldn't do this great work without you. We could not change the narrative of what it means to be coming home from the prison system, fighting for a second chance, because the minute that the sheriff put his badge on the side of what it is that we do, the community stepped up and paid attention. So just want to thank you for that. And officers, please know that there's a community of people here in Las Vegas that will be praying for you every single day. And when you get out there in that community, just be safe. We love you with everything we got. And Andy, thank you. Yeah. So when it comes down to our training that we provide to people, we want to make sure that we can go out and get the best of the best, right? With one goal in mind is to help them to be the absolute best that you can be. So we have taken folks through these amazing training opportunities and introduced them to some concepts. And many of these concepts, maybe they may have heard them before, but there were a lot of brand new concepts that we're using to lay down the foundation. It gives me an honor and a privilege to introduce you to our lead trainer, who was with us since day one, who I think only missed in the 13 years we've been doing this, only missed one training opportunity. If you guys would please put your hands together for, from Ketter Development, Mr. Greg Ketter.
All right. Man, I'll tell you, you may be seated. And that's kind of a joke because when we start our trainings, for the last 13 years, you always stand up on our feet. So they're standing up from the very first few moments for about a half an hour, sometimes 45 minutes. And I make them earn the right to be seated. So we do things at Hope for Prisoners the old-fashioned way. We earn it because we know when we earn it, we own it, like the mayor said, and we keep it. Folks, I am so proud of you guys. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here too. You know, I mean, we've been doing this for 14 years. We started in a broom closet. A broom closet. And John said, "This is not a broom closet." John, what's in that corner right there? It was a broom and a mop in the corner. And you know what he said? He said, "Greg, this is going to get better." And it has. Over 14 years, it has. Yeah. So, folks, look around the room. You got your mamas, you got your daddies, you got your friends, your children, your sisters and brothers, everybody. You got distinguished guests. We got the mayor, the undersheriff. We got everybody. We have the DA here. Everybody's here to celebrate your success. We celebrate your success in advance. This is not it. This is not the ending. This is just the beginning. We got 18 months to hang around with each other and take this thing to a height, like John says, live a lifestyle that people just dream of. And I'm so happy for you. So having said that, I do want to acknowledge the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department again, because they have been with us for years. I thought they were just going to come in and do a little cameo, to get on TV. But they have been with us, and I really appreciate you guys. Love and respect to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, okay? And Under Sheriff, we appreciate this air conditioning too, Folks, this week, or the last 2 weeks, we talked about things like decisions, choices, emotional intelligence, goals and dreams, financial literacy, family support and counseling, community responsibilities. We talked about just how we can make better choices in our lives. And they have embraced this. We've had some really good sessions. We talked about vocational training and how we can make a life for ourselves and our children. I told you I want you to take your children to Disneyland whenever you want to, because your life is just that successful. Well, let's put it this way. One of the most important things we discussed is responsibilities and how to make that breakthrough. And I told you this week, if you really want a breakthrough, you must first have a break with old traditions, old habits, old ways, vices. And I got a little, really quickly, because I know John's looking at his clock. I got a little something I want to read to you right now. It's called Life in 5 Short Chapters. And it's about breakthrough. Okay, here we go. I was walking down the street and there was a hole in the sidewalk. I fell in the hole and it was dark and it was scary in that hole. It took a long time for me to get out, but it wasn't my fault. Chapter 2. I was walking down the street and there was a hole in the sidewalk and I fell in that hole again. And it took a long time to get out of that hole, but it wasn't my fault. Chapter 3. I was walking down the street and there was a hole in the sidewalk. I fell in the hole again and I realized this time it was my fault that I was in that hole. I got out of that hole. Chapter 4. I was walking down the street and there was a hole in the sidewalk. This time I went around that hole. And chapter 5, I decided to walk down a different street. All right. Folks, when you came through our doors this week and last week, whoever you were before, now you're 2.0. Now you're already new and improved. We're not on a descent, we're on an ascent. I know that God has favor of your lives, and he said he will exchange ashes for beauty. So you're some beautiful people already. Can we say beautiful people right here? Beautiful people. I'm going to leave you with my favorite quote from a lady that was blind, deaf, and mute. What's her name? Helen Keller. You with me on this one? This is what we do. I'm only one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And I will not refuse to do the something I can do. Can I get a hoorah? Oh, I'm so excited. 18 months starting Monday, folks. Roll up your sleeves because we're going to work. Okay, Mr. Ponder? All right. Thank you, guys. God bless you. All right, brother. All right.
Yes. Mr. Greg Ketter, Development, our lead trader. Give him another hand, please. I think we have time for another vivid vision. If you guys would please put your hands together for Hope for Prisoners graduate, Miss Maria Escalante. Did I shock you?
Whew. All right. Wow, I didn't expect this at all. Whew. Okay. My name is Maria, and today is April 19th, 2025. Woo! You got it. Woo! It's hot. It's hot. We love you. Thank you. Freedom House, my family. Okay, try it again, guys. I'm sorry. My name is Maria Escalante, and today is April 19, 2025, and this is my vivid vision. I have awakened with gratitude in my heart and prayers in my mind. I proudly admit that I have not taken my blessings and opportunities lightly. I am amazed of my God. It's tough. It's tough up here. I don't know how they do it and how John does it. John's amazing at this. This is tough. I am surrounded by my loved ones who are now leaders themselves. They finally understand that hard work and discipline has provided a great life. And it all began because of my example. The unconfident, guilt-prone woman is gone. I have forgave myself and I have healed. People respond to me with admiration. I am using my God-given abilities to help others feel good about themselves. I am sharing my struggles to reinforce others of their greatness, the greatness that God has provided from the beginning, the greatness that I now see in me. My name is Maria Escalante, and today is April 19, 2024. And this is my vivid vision. See you next year.
Good job. Good job. You know how we say you stay ready, you never got to get ready. Hey, so as we move into our final speaker of this evening, and again, I'm going to introduce you to someone who needs no introduction. And for those of you in this community who are familiar with Hope for Prisoners and the great work that we do, and you know who I am, I have to tell you that this man is my hero. And when I said that I'm standing on the shoulders of a giant, I don't say that very lightly. And I'm not going to take too much from his story because it's up to him to share it. But he too, just like the mayor, whenever I pick up the phone and say, hey, listen, I need you to come, they never tell me no. And it gives me an honor and privilege to introduce you to our final speaker of this evening, our keynote speaker, Mr. Glenn Martin.
Can we get a picture together? All right, priorities, Instagram. Good evening. So I've never spoken publicly before, and I'm just kidding. Once or twice before. This is amazing. Like, I get to speak all over the country, and this is my third time here. And by far, this is the thing that gives me fuel until the next time I'm here. I appreciate you, John, you and your team. Ladies and gentlemen, guests, and family members, and the incredible team at Hope for Prisoners. Today, I get to stand here with a profound sense of gratitude and admiration for the journey that we all get to be a part of. John and his team at Home for Prisoners embody the spirit of grace, resilience, and unwavering support that makes transformative change possible. Nothing truly extraordinary happens without the steadfast support of a strong team, both seen and sometimes unseen. So to John and his team, I extend my deepest appreciation. Your dedication and commitment are the bedrock upon which today's celebration stands. Can we get a round of applause for John and his team? It's also an honor to share this evening with the distinguished speakers that you've already heard from before I got here, visionaries. You know, John told me that Mayor Goodman was the greatest mayor in America. I wasn't sure why he was saying that at first. And then I met her. And first of all, she introduced herself as Carolyn. Nice to meet you, Carolyn. And then she was like, oh my God, you're so young. You must be in your 30s, right? I was like, that's it. She's the greatest mayor in America. I'm all in. So to the graduates, today is really a testament to your courage, your determination, and your unwavering resolve. You're the reason we're here. We get to celebrate your remarkable journey, but I want to turn the lens back on you. As you navigate the winding path ahead, know that there are people in this room who stand for you, who stand with you, and who stand beside you, offering support and marveling at your resilience, endurance, and brilliance. That includes your peers that are sitting here next to you. Look left and look right. That's part of your network now. So when I woke up this morning to write these talking points, I asked myself, how can I stand up here in front of you today and speak with you instead of speaking at you? Because I am you and you are me. And I mean that. We both make decisions every day that could land us in trouble if we make the wrong choice. Or we create opportunity for ourselves and others if we make good, values-driven decisions. So I mentally walked through my day yesterday and thought about the times when I made decisions that could have gone either way. I was like, I don't just want to write these talking points without grounding them in the reality of my own life. So I said, let me just think about when I got here. So when I boarded the flight from New York, I found out I had a middle seat on the airplane at the last minute. I hate middle seats. I wondered whether I should tell the flight attendant that I had a disability and needed an aisle seat. A little white lie for a little bit more comfort. But I decided not to tell that lie. And then I found myself in a very interesting debate with the guy next to me about the newest Aquaman movie. And that conversation was so great. I am so glad I actually did not change my seat. And by the time that flight landed, I almost wish it wasn't landing. I was so into the conversation. That was one instance. Once I got here, in the Uber, decided to order Uber Eats so that the food would be at the hotel by the time I got there. But the Uber Eats driver couldn't find the hotel and instead found himself walking through the casino, lost for 25 minutes until he found me finally in the hotel lobby. He was not available by phone on the app, so I had to keep texting him over and over and over 30 times to guide him to the hotel lobby. I was hungry and I was upset. I was hangry, hungry and angry. Every inch of my being wanted to just snatch that food from him when he found me. But I just stopped for a minute like, yo, G, like, find some empathy, find some humility, try to recognize your own privilege. And I wondered whether he maybe didn't have a cell phone service, so that's why he couldn't get the phone call on the app because he couldn't afford cell phone service. Or if he had trouble reading my text because English was a second language for him. So once I checked myself, instead of yelling at him, I thanked him. And I apologized to him for the time he lost searching for me at a large, complicated hotel and casino resort. As he walked away, he said, I'm sorry 3 times. And then he wished me good luck at the casino and smiled. That just made my evening. Lastly, after the gym on Wednesday morning, I walked into my local supermarket to buy fruit for my morning shake, and I noticed an open cash register full of cash on the way out. I immediately asked 19-year-old Glenn to leave me the hell alone because he was whispering in my ear, and I alerted the manager that there was a cash register open with money sticking out, and he was so thankful for that. All of those decisions took conscious and deliberate, values-driven decision-making. All of them came with temptation. I am not different than you, and this podium and my role today is all an illusion of hierarchy. The truth is that none of us are in jeopardy of mastering anything in life, and that we're all faking it and trying to figure out this thing called life. I've just made a conscious decision to bet on myself and to continue to try to do the right thing. So who am I? Why should you even be listening to me? Sometimes when I'm in the audience, I'm like, why am I listening to this guy? Who is this? I'm not the judge. I'm not the leader of a successful nonprofit. I'm not the mayor. I don't have a badge. In fact, when I got into the Uber, she's like, are you a cop? I was like, oh, you must know I'm going to the police headquarters, huh? She said, yeah. I was like, no, I'm not a cop, but I'm glad I'm in the back of your car with no cuffs on, going to the police department because I've been there in the back of a car before and it didn't feel like this. And in fact, the last time I had so many police officers paying attention to me, there was a pending indictment and a plea of 20 to 40 waiting for me also. So a little bit more about me. I was born in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, in case you didn't get the accent. And I was born there, and then I spent about 9 years on a small island in the Caribbean called Grenada, where the rest of my family's from. And then when we came back to Brooklyn, to Bedford-Stuyvesant, I lived in a single parent household, my mom. My dad is white, my mom is black. My dad was a police officer, and then ultimately the chief of police. My mom was mostly uneducated, though she read quite a bit, but she raised us alone. We were latchkey kids. Mom was on and off public assistance, low-wage jobs, trying to figure it out. I have two brothers, Sheldon, my older brother. He went into the military when he was 17, and he became a federal correction officer, and now he's a U.S. Marshal. Adam, my younger brother, and I were in and out of jail, prison, parole, probation. And I won't bore you or trigger you with the details of that journey, but I did have this moment in prison where a correction counselor said to me, "Wow, your grades are amazing. You should go to college." That was one of the most difficult moments in my life, where I was facing 6 years of prison ahead of me. And this guy stopped after looking at grades of maybe hundreds of people that day and said, "You should go to college." And that led me to earning a quality 2-year liberal arts degree, a correction counselor. You got to be careful. Don't close the door to your blessings. You never know where it's going to come from. That was my graduation moment in prison, earning this degree, studying Russian literature, studying Upper English Lit, sociology, psychology, religion. My entire life, I've never worn a cap and gown. So today I get to live vicariously through each of you. But it wasn't the degree ultimately. It was the ability to complete something. It was the relationships I made with others who were on a similar path. It was the homework that we did together, the debates we had about the writings of Socrates and Dostoevsky and Tolstoy and Orwell and Hemingway. That correction counselor might have met me in a cell, but I wonder if he envisioned me one day at the White House. I wonder if he knew I'd meet 3 United States presidents. I wonder if he saw me starting my own business and employing 10 other formerly incarcerated people. I wonder if he knew I'd write 5 bills and get them passed in legislatures across this country. I wonder if he saw me buying and renovating over 90 houses and renting them to formerly incarcerated people and their families. I wonder if he cared that he was planting a seed that would grow into a tree that would cast shade that even he may not enjoy. I wonder about that all the time. There are police officers here, there are staff members here from nonprofits, there are employers here, your families here. They are planting seeds. Today, you may not know where that seed will go, where it will bloom, what it will become. Have faith. Have faith. It's 24 years from me later. If that man were sitting in this room, I would not be able to recognize him, but I am so thankful to God that he planted that seed. But don't get confused by my romanticization. I knew I shouldn't have put that word in here. I knew I was going to mess it up. Of the past 24 years. There were many ups and downs, as the undersheriff mentioned. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be hills. There's going to be valleys. Human beings are fallible. I'm fallible. And it's not whether you'll get it wrong, but what will you get wrong, and then how will you make amends? How will you grow? What will you do with that wisdom? You do, however, have the ability to close the door to the thing that landed you in trouble in the first place. And if that door isn't tightly shut, you will always find a reason to go through it. If you take nothing else from me tonight, if you do not shut that door all the way, you will find a reason to go through it. The loss of a job, a breakup, healthcare bills, depression, late rent, bankruptcy, divorce, child support, car accident, the needs of your children. Those are all reasons I've experienced over the last 24 years. If the door is open, you will go through it. Shut the door, lock it, throw away the key. Those days are over. They're behind you. So what's my truth? What's my strategy? That's what I'd be wondering if I were you, because I'm not exceptional. I was exposed to exceptional opportunities. This room is full of exceptional opportunities. That's the distinction between me and many other people. Me and many of the people who went back to prison. I'm not exceptional. People give me a lot of credit. I won't take it. Because the more people try to lionize me and make me into a hero, the more they try to reinforce the narrative that most people won't make it. I'm looking out onto a sea of people who are going to make it. So a couple of things. First, the lens through which I make decisions. 3 things to remember. Responsibility, the thing you can own. What is your responsibility in the outcomes that you're producing in life? Whether it's relationships or processes, what is your responsibility? That is the one thing you can own and then figure out what to do next. Responsibility. Self-reflection and feedback. Constantly ask yourself, how have I shown up as a leader today? And then surround yourself with a handful of people who are invested in your leadership, who similarly can give you feedback about your own leadership. So you can see your blind spots. Responsibility, self-reflection, and feedback. Collective leadership. I have built many projects. I have built many nonprofits. I have built many businesses at this point. I build things by investing in the leadership of others. You're surrounded by a bunch of leaders to your left, to your right. Invest in the leadership of others. You will be shocked how your own leadership will grow. Literally train people to take the job you end up getting. It will push you upwards, not downward. Invest in each other. So that's first for me. Consistency in decision-making through the prism of those principles that guide me daily, even with the Uber guy yesterday. Even when I made the decision on the airplane, when I made the decision in the supermarket, I'm consistent with my decision-making through the prism of these principles, because if you are not proactive every day when you walk out of this room and you're no longer wearing these caps and gowns, you will go through that door. That door has to be shut, and you have to ask yourself, what are the values through which I make my decisions? When I grew up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, back in the 80s, so now the mayor knows I'm not 30, there was this small, quaint little pet shop owned by this aging Dominican couple. And it was located in the heart of Bed-Stuy. It's like a mom and pop pet shop. It's hard to find them these days. And it was a place filled with lizards and snakes and frogs and puppies and so on. And if you ever had one of these pet shops in your neighborhood when you were growing up, there's all these fish tanks, ton of fish tanks. And you just hear the bubbling tanks and the fluorescent lights glowing. And there's the scent of salt water lingering in the air. And I didn't travel much as a kid. The truth is, honestly, in prison, getting a liberal arts degree, I traveled way more than I ever did back in Bed-Stuy. But my way of sort of getting out of Bed-Stuy was to go to this pet shop and to just walk by these fish tanks and look at these weird fish and look at these weird animals and just think about where they come from and wishing I was there. And as a wide-eyed kid in Bed-Stuy, I always stood just in front of those glass looking. Each one was like a window into a world of some sort of strange life for me. And watching those fish always felt like a small vacation from the natural sights of the rough streets of Bed-Stuy. So one summer, I was working in the summer youth employment program, and I decided to save up my money that summer. And then one day I went to the pet shop, and my gaze fell upon this one fish tank with this very vibrant fish with scales shimmering, almost like precious jewels in the dim light. And the hues that were dancing on this fish and the colors all blended. And I was just so captivated as a young person about this fish. So I remember my heart racing as a kid with excitement. And I knew it was this one. I needed to have this fish. This fish was going to be the perfect companion for my childhood imagination. It was $24.99. That was a lot of money back then. And I purchased this rare looking fish. Bam. At that point, his destiny and mine were tied together. So I bought him and I followed the instructions from the pet shop to the T. I carefully acclimated him to his new surroundings, a cozy tank, adorned with lush greenery and smooth river stones. I watched him for hours. I think I stayed with him all day that day, like bated breath, just sort of waiting and watching him explore his new home. His movements were really graceful, like poetry. And I decided to name him Oscar. And days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. And yet something seemed amiss about Oscar. Despite my best efforts, my friend Oscar remained small, and his growth kind of stunted, and his vitality seemed a bit dimmer than it was at the store. And I poured over encyclopedias, again, my age. Young people like, what? What? Chat GPT. And I sought out advice from teachers and friends, but the mystery just persisted for me. And then one day, I finally took him and his entire little tank over to the vet. And Dr. O'Brien took one look and said to me, Glenn, it's not Oscar that's the problem. It's that little ass tank. He's like, you're not supposed to have a tank based on the size he is right now, but rather based on the size you want him to be. The boundaries of his tank, which you've clearly made so comforting, Glenn, have actually become suffocating, inhibiting the very growth that you sought to nurture. I was like, wait, what? I'm stifling Oscar? I got Oscar in fish jail? Yeah, nah. So with this newfound determination, I set out to right this wrong, saved up my money, upgraded the tank, gave him much more space to flourish, added new plants, rocks, hiding spots, created a miniature paradise in this new tank. And as if by magic, Oscar began to thrive. His colors deepened, his fins unfurled, and his once timid demeanor transformed into one of confidence and vitality. It was a sight to behold. It was a testament to the power of change, of adaptation, and of creating the right environment for growth. Graduates, much like Oscar, each of you, myself included, has at one time or another been confined by the limitations of our past. That correction counselor knew that my environment was small, but that I had the potential to be a giant fish like Oscar. Some of you still have an environment that's just way too small for you. I know it. I know it. Is your environment big enough for the person that you plan to be, for the goals you plan to accomplish, for the vision that others have planned for and with you? Today, as you stand on the cusp of a new chapter, remember this. You possess the innate ability to create the conditions for your own transformation. With courage, resilience, and willingness to embrace change, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Congratulations once again, graduates, and may your journey ahead be marked by boundless growth, unfettered by the constraints of yesterday, and illuminated by the promises of tomorrow. Thank you.
Can we give it up for Glenn Martin again, once again, please? And as we prepare for the Honorable Jerry Weiss to come up and administer the oath, I'm going to ask the graduates to please stand up. And then I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor. What I want you to do is I want you to take your hands and stretch them out right in front of you. Stretch them out in front of you. Out in front of you. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to fix your eyes down in the palms of your hand. Look down in the palms of your hand. And as you're looking down in the palms of the hands, I want you to see the lines that are in your hands. And I want you to imagine, if you will, each one of the lines in the palms of your hands represents something in your past that you're not proud of. Eyes in the palms of your hands. They represent a time that you've been back and forth to prison. Each one of the lines in your hands might represent a drug addiction. Each one of the lines in your hands may represent something in your past that you wish never happened. They may represent something that may be embarrassing you to this day. Look at them, the lines in your hands. They might represent a time you was in the Clark County Detention Center for the 55th time. They may represent a time that you had to go chained up in front of a judge. Look at them. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands and I want you to lift them right up in front of your face. Right up in front of your face. And look at the lines in the palms of your hands. Representing things in your past that you're not proud of. Representing things in your past that you wish never happened. Representing things in your past that you wish you could take an eraser and just make it erase. Look at them. Now, with your hands in front of your face, can you see me? With your hands in front of your face, can you see me? With your hands in front of your face, can you see me? Neither can you see your future with your past in your face. Hands down. It's over. Now you press on to that incredible life that God has planned for you. If you guys would please join me in welcoming up to administer the oath, the Honorable Jerry Weiss from the 8th Judicial District Court. Thank you, sir. Yep.
You guys sit back down for a second. You know, I know some of the judges come in here and just do the oath. I got like 20 minutes to talk to you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't have that long, but I am going to read a poem. And we talked about hills and valleys, and I just want you to listen to this poem and think about where you are in this poem. It's called The Race. Whenever I start to hang my head in front of failure's face, my downward fall is broken by the memory of a race. A children's race, young boys, young men, how I remember well. Excitement, sure, but also fear. It wasn't hard to tell. They all lined up so full of hope, each thought to win that race, or tie for first, or if not that, at least take second place. Their parents watched from off the side, each cheering for their son, and each boy hoped to show his folks that he would be the one. The whistle blew and off they flew like chariots of fire. To win, to be the hero there was each young boy's desire. One boy in particular, whose dad was in the crowd, was running in the lead and thought, my dad will be so proud. But as he speeded down the field and crossed a shallow dip, the little boy who thought he'd win lost his step and slipped. Trying hard to catch himself, his arms flew every place. And midst the laughter of the crowd, he fell flat on his face. As he fell, his hope fell too. He couldn't win it now. Humiliated, he just wished to disappear somehow. But as he fell, his dad stood up and showed his anxious face, which to the boy so clearly said, get up and win that race. He quickly rose, no damage done, behind a bit, that's all, and ran with all his might and mind to make up for his fall. So anxious to restore himself, to catch up and to win, his mind went faster than his legs. He slipped and fell again. He wished that he had quit before with only one disgrace. I'm hopeless as a runner now, I shouldn't try to race. But through the laughing crowd he searched and found his father's face with a steady look that said again, get up and win that race. So he jumped up to try again, 10 yards behind the last. If I'm to gain those yards, he thought, I've got to run real fast. Exceeding everything he had, he regained 8, then 10, but trying hard to catch the lead, he slipped and fell again. Defeat, he lay there silently, a tear dropped from his eye. There's no sense running anymore. 3 strikes, I'm out. Why try? I've lost, so what's the use? He thought, I'll live with my disgrace. But then he thought about his dad, who soon he'd have to face. Get up, an echo sounded low. You haven't lost it all. For all you have to do to win is rise each time you fall. Get up, the echo urged him on. Get up and take your place. You were not meant for failure here. Get up and win that race. So up he rose to run once more, refusing to forfeit. And he resolved that win or lose, at least he wouldn't quit. So far behind the others now, the most he'd ever been, still he gave it all he had and ran like he could win. 3 times he'd fallen stumbling, 3 times he'd rose again. Too far behind to hope to win, he still ran to the end. They cheered another boy who crossed the line and won first place. Head high and proud and happy, no falling, no disgrace. But when the fallen youngster crossed the line in last place, the crowd gave him a greater cheer for finishing the race. And even though he came in last with head bowed low, unproud, you would have thought he'd won the race to listen to the crowd. And to his dad, he sadly said, I didn't do so well. To me, you won, his father said. You rose each time you fell. And now when things seem dark and bleak and difficult to face, the memory of that little boy helps me in my own race. For all of life is like that race with ups and downs and all you have to do to win is rise each time you fall. And when depression and despair shout loudly in my face, another voice within me says, get up and win that race. Now, we all have struggles and trials in our lives. Doesn't matter how many times we fall. What matters is how many times we get up. All right. Now we're getting... Thank you. Now I'm going to have everybody stand up, if you would. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Hereby declare an oath. In the presence of family, my friends, and all those present, that I will fully embrace this opportunity for a new life. From this day forward, I will strive to be a productive, law-abiding member of my community. Be a person of honor and integrity. Be a person who sets positive examples for those around me. I will strive for all of these things. As I am a person of value, a person who takes responsibility, a person with self-respect, who respects others. I will look toward the future, having learned from my past. My determined purpose from this point forward is to make the rest of my life the best of my life. So help me God. Congratulations.
All right, I'm asking graduates to please take a seat. We're gonna move into the issuing of the certificates. And as I call up your name, if you please come up, I'm gonna ask our speakers to come and join us. And then I'm gonna ask our friends from Employee NV. I forgot to mention you guys earlier. Thank you so much for your partnership, but I'm gonna ask you guys to come up here and join us as well. And as I call you guys up, would you please stand and come, and we'll wait for everyone wants to get in. So grateful for our elected officials that have come out. If you guys ready? If you guys please join me in welcoming up Mr. Reynaldo Aquino. Congratulations, man. Here, take a picture. All right, please keep it going for Mr. Darius Arrington. Congratulations, man. Here, take a picture. And let's keep it going for Mr. Luis Morales. Congratulations, man. Take a picture. Please keep it going for the young eagle, Mr. Austin Barker. Congratulations, man. Mr. Nathan Beckford. Congratulations, man. Let's please keep it going for Miss Minerva Benitez. Turn around, take a picture. All right. Marquise Billingsley. Congratulations, man. All right. Mr. Gregory Bolosan. Congratulations, man. Yep. You're welcome. Please keep it going for Mr. Mac Brady. Okay, young man, take a picture. Let's please keep it going for the one and only downtown Donald Brown. You're welcome, man. Take a picture. Let's keep it going for Alexander Cotier. Congratulations, man. I'm looking forward to working with you. Let's keep it going for Mr. Ridgway Cox. Okay. You did it, man. All right. Let's keep it going for Mr. Gary Crompton. Okay. I see you, man. Congratulations. Let's give a warm round of applause for Miss Zaray Dorsey. Congratulations, girl. Turn around, let's take a picture. What about Miss Maria Escalante? Good job on that huddle. Yes. Good job. Mr. Cornelius Farrell. Congratulations, man. Let's please keep it going for the one and only Mr. Carl Gadberry. All right, Carl, congratulations, man. Yes. Miss Arzang G, come on up. Congratulations, man. Very proud of you. Let's please keep it going for Mr. Isaiah Gonzalez. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Philip Grace. Congratulations, man. Yes. Let's please keep it going for Mr. Anton Graham. Congratulations, man. Yep. Congratulations. Ricardo Guerrero. Congratulations, man. Yes. Let's please keep it going for Andre Hilton. Let's see the next one. Next one. Congratulations, man. All right. Dennis Ignacio. Hugo Iturralde. I tried to get it, man. Congratulations. You made it too, man. Good job. Yes, sir. Please keep it going for Mr. Robert Johnson. Mr. Kenyati Jolly. Mr. Robert Kunik. Let's please keep it going for, congratulations, man. Let's take a picture with me. Please keep it going for Vasily Mafua. Congratulations, man. Take a picture with me. Let's keep it going for Tashani May. Please keep it going for Jesse Moore. Let's please give it up for Mr. Omar Ortiz. Let's keep going for Shelby Quinn. What about Mr. Jeffrey Quintana? Congratulations. Please keep it going for Jody Sadler. Hey, all right. Congratulations, man. Take a picture with me. right. Let's please keep it going for Miss Bridget Schaefer. Please give it up for Jerry Souza. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Love you, man.
I love you too, man. Looking
Yeah.
forward to working with you.
Yes, sir.
Please give it up for Cortez Swanigan. Okay, all right. Congratulations, man. All right. And let's please keep it going for Mr. Robert Thomas. Let's please hear for Sean Vasquez. Keep it going for Ashley Vilea. Congratulations. Thank you. Come on.
Thank
Get over and take a picture.
Thank you. Thank you.
Miss Angela Warren. Mr. Joseph Warren. Congratulations. Take a picture with me. All right, take a picture with the champ. You made it. I see you. I see you. Jaquez Weathers.
How many more we got?
Albert Williams. Congratulations, man. You did it. You did it. You did it. Roger Workman. Let's please keep it going for Gabriela Zavala. Take a picture with me, man. All right. Take a picture with me. And last but not least, Miss Kimberly Zenteno. Congratulations. Yeah, take a picture with me, dear. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce you to the April class of 2024, I want to make a very special announcement inside this environment. As you guys know, that April is the month of second chances, and we've been putting on a series of events to recognize formerly incarcerated people. The next thing that we're going to be doing is on April the 24th. Everybody say April 24th. On April 24th, right at our headquarters, the Hope for Prisons, Billy Walters Center for Second Chances, located at 333 North Rancho. We are putting together a ginormous second chance hiring event. And we're not only opening up to Hope for Prisons graduates, we're opening up to formerly incarcerated people in our community. If you are unemployed or underemployed, we want to have an opportunity to get you plugged in. We're calling in all of our second chance employers, big and small, where they have job openings where you're going to be able to get plugged in with employment, where you're going to earn a sustainable wage and be able to take care of your family. 333 North Rancho, first floor, April 24th at 9 a.m. Until noon. Now I'm going to ask you graduates to please stand up on your feet. And ladies and gentlemen, it gives me an honor and privilege to introduce you to the April 2024 month of second chances graduating class. Would you please give them a round of applause? And thank you for everyone coming out today. I want to thank all of our collaborating partners that are here in this room. I want to thank all of our mentors, our volunteers. You guys are the glue, the absolute glue that holds the organization together. Want to give a big shout out to the Hope for Prisons staff, because you guys are the guys that put legs on the vision. I'm only the visionary, but we need you to put the legs on the vision. Want to give a big shout out to all of our speakers, the most amazing mayor on the planet, Mayor Carolyn Goodman. Give her a hand. Give a big shout out from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Sheriff Andy Walls, give it up for him. And then the Honorable Jerry Weiss for administering the oath. And then also